What's up, you fuckers? It's your boy AP Trades, and I'm back with another trade recap. Today, I'm going to be talking about how I made $400 trading the Nasdaq, and I just want to say that I am ending off the week two greens. And I do want to say that today was kind of difficult for me, as in the sense of mentally wise. But let me just show you guys kind of thought process for today and the trade I took, and let's get into it, guys. So hold up. So coming in today, what am I essentially seeing? Well, first off, I want to point out what we are doing. So the previous day, we now tapped into this 4 hour and we are currently respecting it, right? But now we made this very big move, right? There's just bullish candles and seeing all these 1 minute, I'm gonna get it. So actually, this is not where I first drew my stuff. I drew it all here, right? So it's kind of weird. But anyway, so I basically had all these draws marked down as in the sense of what I could see price going to. But what I wanted more to see is to continue this bullish trend because we are in the 4 hour, okay, and we have all these 1 hours right here. So I'd like to see price to start opening something like this, where we tap into both 1 hour and get an instant kind of reaction from it. So what do we do? We essentially did that, but what we did is we edged it, right? So we took the first 1 hour, right here. We filled, or we hit the first 1 hour, but we edged the other one and creating this SMT at the time. Now, I still wanted to see longs because I'm like, we're so close to it, right? Why don't we just go into it again? However, we did not do that, and this is where one of the trades played out that I was so pissed that I didn't take. It was this 1 minute long here. I know some people took it. It was a great setup. I really like it. You could have taken it to this 1 hour filled right here, 1 hour unfilled, and I think this was very beautiful. But I just don't understand why we would do such a thing. But in hindsight, I look back at it and I realized we already tapped into one, had the SMT. We didn't need to go to the other. But anyways, so of course it hit beautiful longs. Now from here, I'm looking for shorts because I do not see why we would need to go higher. There is no clear draw for us, and we are reacting or in this 1 hour, but we started reacting off of it. However, I do want to say though that and this is where I say I was feeling very mentally fucked. After missing this long, I wanted to take any setup, just any setup. And I was actually thinking of taking this setup. Why? Because it just hit the 5 minute and there's a 2 minute inverse. But I am so happy it did not let me enter, and then I didn't want to FOMO into it, and it actually did not end up playing out, and I'm so happy for that. So anyways, now I'm looking more for shorts. I see that we're continuing now this bearish trend reacting from this 1 hour, right? And we do either way have another 1 hour unmitigated, right? So as I said before, fuck this. This is news. So as I said before, we did tap into 1 hour, but we had this 1 hour previously that even NQ did not take, right? So I was trying to look for a continuation setup, right? There were absolutely no 5 minutes, which were pissing me off, and I was actually thinking of getting off. But I just wanted to watch. I just wanted to see where we get a setup, and right here we did absolutely nice. Tap into this 15 minute, right? And I guess you could say that this was this 10:30 kind of opening price, right? So 10:30 PO3 into it. And what I liked about it a lot is because we kind of edged this low in a way, creating all these low resistance liquidity, right? So let's say right here is your draw, right? Or whatever. And then you just create low resistance liquidity, then react off a high time frame PD array and get displacement towards it, right? So I thought that was beautiful, and I was literally placing this order, like I was literally waiting for it just to inverse the 2 minute. However, what happened is, as you guys can see, this was a fat fucking Drake candle, and the inverse itself is like 70 points. So I'm not gonna take something like this, right? I was pissed as fuck, but I know it was going to hit. So what did I do? I waited for it to actually tap back into this 1 minute, right? Which I know everybody that took that basically didn't. So I wait for it to tap back into the 1 minute. And I entered around here once I saw that we left this wick rejection in a way. and I just put it at, I think, like the body above it a little bit. What I have right here is the kind of CE of the 5 minutes, so I made sure to put it above that, but also aligning with leaving space for this kind of 2 minute BPR. And essentially because we had these 1 minutes, hold up, we had these 1 minute unfilled, one, two, three, right? And I was pretty confident in this, but I didn't want to target this. I just wanted to target kind of using this as a magnet for price to come down here, but not knowing for a fact. I wasn't that confident in it. Anyways, I think I risked around 500, but I fucked up in a way. So you guys are wondering how I made 400. I don't know, or maybe I risked less. Honestly, it was very stupid in a way. But anyways, I saw that boom, one break even instantly, and this is the exact same trade actually that Blake took. But what I kind of, and I'm telling you guys, I was really mentally fucked after missing this long and in general. Bro, once it, so I had originally had my TP here. Once it edged this, I was so pissed. I was like, no, don't edge, don't reverse. I set my TP to the there. So like literally like less than a point, honestly. But that's pretty much it, right? So now getting into more why did I take it? Well, first off, we have this sponsored continuation. We tapped into the 1 hour. We had this 15-minute rejecting from it. We had this amazing V shape 2 minute, but it was just honestly too big. Now, in cases like this, guys, for a fact, it will come back and retrace a little bit because it's not just going to fully dump that. But I had strong conviction in it. Now, I know some people will say, why'd you take it once the low resistance liquidity was taken? Because that's not my draw, right? I mean, this is supporting it, but anyways, right? These are more my draws. And then I went break even at this one originally. This was supposed to be my break even if it was just a 2 minute itself. But then I went break even here just to play really safe. And either way, I went really on the same candle, right? Break even really fast. And then like 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes, I hit TP for $400, right? And I was watching kind of NQ and ES in a sense, right? So NQ and then ES in a way. Where are we? Shit. NQ and ES, right? So right here. So there wasn't any SMT, but right, ES had the exact. Oh my god, bro. ES had the exact same thing where we were, inside a gap, I believe, maybe a 5 minute and then 2 minute inverse off of him, and just instant kind of like, displacement on him. So honestly, looking back at this, I actually do like this setup a lot. It's just the fact that I was really fucked up mentally, and I just was just trying to take any setup just to make sure that I was getting a win. Because guys, as I said in my previous videos, I think, or just in general, I've been talking to people, my trading frequency is so low. As in the sense that, let me see if I can actually pull it up. Yeah, okay, we're not gonna do that then. But it is so low. And I just wanna get more trades. So I looking back at this, I should have taken this too because I realized that I don't always need an A plus setup. This was an A. I don't know why everybody's saying it's A plus. If it's A plus, it would have hit the other 1 hour, right? So I think that's bullshit. But it was still a very nice setup, and you can see, look at the way it delivered. Zero bearish candles, right? This I'd say delivered like actually even as well, except for the fact that we did too much of a displacement and then had to retrace back into it. But to me, this was very valid. I like this. And that's it, guys, pretty much for the overall trade recap. This is pretty short. I definitely do want to be doing better, as in the sense for next week. Next week is March break, guys. So I'm only going to be home and recording this. So I might actually maybe see if I can create like a whole video vlog with it or some shit. But anyways, that's it, guys. Hope you liked this video a lot, and well, I'll see you in the next one, honestly. And just one thing I could say is, especially in times like this, and I posted this on my story on TikTok, especially in times like this, guys, where we are in this high time frame, honestly, range, because that's what we've been doing. We're in this range. You guys have to realize that you need to be reacting not only, but you need to be adapting, right? So that's one of the things that I can leave you on. Hope that makes sense, guys. Much love, support, sub to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and see you guys in the next one.